Well, I can't see. I'm kind of so bright out here. I need sunglasses. I ain't know. I don't know if anybody's here yet. I'll wait for somebody to come on. Um, I just watched Shannon's video. While I watched the other videos too, you know. Jason scratching Illinois' ghost butt, you know. Everybody, you know, everybody's got their a butt buddy to hug, you know. There's people in Vegas, they're all hugging each other, and the army guys are all hugging each other and all that. And the old guy out here, here's beautiful Mount Blanca. Here's my RV sitting there in the snow. I had to go to the doctor this morning, go to my doctor appointment for my shoulder, and so I got steroids and painkillers in my shoulder this morning. So yeah, shoulders feel good right now. So yeah, we decided to go with the painkillers and all that, and I can't see anything on the screen because it's so bright out here, and I'm squinting my eyes, so I can't even see where I'm going. So I'm going to grab my screw it, they're inside the sunglasses. They're inside the RV. You see here, I got my rocks, some tires. I collect tires. If you got old tires, bring them up here, and I'm gonna I'll use them for a retaining wall for something here. You know. But anyhow, you know, she had the video about tea with Olga, and everybody's Taos Mountain, Taos Mountain, Taos Mountain, ashes and the Taos Mountain, and the colors of the tea and and they all missed the big clue in that. The big clue in the story was the will. Sure, he could have the place, but not until she's dead. He's hinting that his treasure will be in his will. As soon as he's finished coveting that treasure, the person who found the blaze will receive the treasure. We'll be able to go straight to it. They'll be given a note telling them where to pick it up. Claim check. When it says chest, you thinking community chest. That's where a community or a state keeps their money, in a treasury. In a treasury chest or a treasury vault or something. Because a bank won't be around in 100 years. But a state or government agency or things like a museum will be around long after that. And you see what I'm doing? I'm cheating. I've got electricity for my phone out here. This thing had fallen behind the couch, and I got it all charged up, and I can use it again now. But see, I got some hills down there. I want to go exploring on the tops of those hills, you know, because the natives, they would sit there making arrowheads, sitting on top of the hill, looking for game, looking for animals and to go hunt. And so if they had a high viewpoint, that's where they would sit, up there. I got to do some exploring up there, and I saw some stuff over there by the sand dunes. Those mountains over there, that's below them is the Great Sand Dunes National Park. And there's a giant arrowhead up on the hill above that. And guys laying there. And the blaze is Moses. Moses is the blaze. I'm 100% convinced of that. And if you found the blaze, look down, look at your feet, look quickly down, you're done. That's it. Only had to find the blaze. And the chest is already mine. You know, I've already won. I've already kicked everybody's ass on this. I got a picture of Moses. I got some great pictures of Moses. I don't think Forrest has pictures of Moses like I've got. You would need more than a 300 millimeter lens to do that. And those aren't cheap. So, you know, Tea with Olga is about the will. The will that there was something he wanted to possess. And he made the deal that he's going to possess it, but he's not going to possess it until after she's passed away. And, you know, that's already happened long ago and all that. But he talks about Leo Salazar knowing where Moses received the 10 Commandments. And that's exactly what I found. And going through my pictures last night, I found another picture I had of Moses that was even closer in than the other pictures I had. And there was a formation on across. Moses is standing there. He's parting the Rocky Mountains at the Treble Gates. And that's the Treble Gates going over the Continental Divide, separates east from west. And the Great Plains beyond, according to Thoth, and that the Moses, I swear to God, Thoth describes that scene in the Emerald Tablets. Thoth, the Atlantean. This is Atlantis. That isn't Moses, that's Thoth. The purple and gold robe with the silver crown, raises his arms up and show the way to the, you know, through the Trevor Gates to the Great Plains. It's so awesome. So awesome. And it's like the press, nobody has caught on. But when they do, it's going to change history. It's going to change all history, what we know, you know, because this stuff predates Egypt, Sumeria, all of that. Thoth says they left Atlantis and went over there to where the people lived in caves, and that's like in Turkey, you know, them cave dwellings and them caves and stuff. I'm still looking for passages here. There's stories of passages here into the mountain up where I'm looking, because I looked up the name of the gulch I was in, and there's a treasure story of that gulch and areas I've been looking for an entrance in, and it says there is an entrance there somewhere that goes deep into the mountain, and there's shelves with primitive bars of gold on them, you know. So I don't know how many shelves and how many bars of gold are in there, but that would be bigger than LeBlanc's treasure, bigger than Fenn's treasure. The fact that all these formations are up there, these ancient things and stuff, you know, it tells you that, you know, it's a very important thing. I forget where I was going, so I turned it into an important thing. Yeah. Let's see if I can. I'm walking on a tin. But I got my fence here, and I think I can stick my phone on there, and I can take my solar panel and hang it on the other side of the post, Okay. With that in the sun, if I can get the strap to go down two sides of the post instead of one side, nothing wants to cooperate with me. When you're in, when you know when you know the secrets, the dark side works against you more, you know. Gosh, dang thing. Okay, that's good enough. You can see me. I can see me. So, yeah, there's like, oh, the snow isn't as high as the back of the heel of my tennis shoe, so, you know, it ain't bad here. I haven't looked inside my little shed there where I have, what would you name that car? Huh. You gotta name that car, huh? Yeah. This is Buffalo Cowboys car, but it should have a name, right? Yeah. Uh, um, so, let me see. Maybe I can see some questions because the poll thing's up. What's up? No. I'm not anybody's butt buddy. Yeah. Yeah, them, cow poop and, you know, I'm blocked from chatting on their thing because of they poop. No butt buddies. Yeah. Yeah, we don't do butt buddies here. It's strictly forbidden. Uh, you know, Forrest knows that I'm on to what it's all about. And, yeah, his will is in the poem twice. As above, so below. The first one is as, and so at the bottom. That's related to Thoth. That came from Thoth and Atlantic. He's the first one to use that, as far as we know, going back in time. He was the first one, and of course it ends up in the Bible, you know, but it goes back much further than that. Somebody messaged me yesterday about Spanish symbols. I'll give you a hint. Don't ever bring up Spanish symbols with me. Because the time of Atlantis and Thoth was 10, 11,000 years before any Spaniard stuck a flag in any woman's butt and claimed her for Spain. You know? There's a story about there was a big woman on the beach and this Spaniard in a little boat comes up. He plants a flag in her ass and claims her for Spain. Yeah. Snow's sticking to my shoe. Huh. Yeah, think about the tea with Olga. It's about the will. It's about the will that you know, she had a lawyer there and all that. And you know, Forrest had a lawyer and all that. There's somebody else that knows what's going on. It's a lawyer. But he's sworn to secrecy. And he'd lose his job if he you know, he'd be disbarred if he gave away. So if, you know, two people keep a secret if one of them's dead. Forrest hadn't had to kill the lawyer yet. Or whatever. But I think when, you know, like when his will's read, there'll be a, you know, the envelope, you know, contained goes to so-and-so, and that has the claim check to go and retrieve the treasure. Looks like a big hinge there. What is that? Oh, it's a piece of his truck. Yeah, see, it's like that's off somebody's motorcycle or snowmobile or dashboard or console. I think that's the cigarette lighter thing. It's probably the console thing. Goes right in the, yeah. I don't know. Put it over there next to the building. Stuff I didn't know was here. Well, it was just sticking out underneath this piece of tin. I got Jack's tractor going all over here. It's a nice day today. I think it's 30-something degrees. Can't tell. I think it was up to 60 inside. But this morning, all of my guy wires on my wind generator, they had like an inch of snow all the way around. You know, it was everything was coated with snow. My little wind vane, it was covered with snow, or but it melted off and it was spinning a bit ago. But it was all foggy this morning. I had to go to. I had a doctor appointment for 1:30 this afternoon for orthopedic, and they called me like 8 o'clock. Woke me up, and I guess the doctor had emergency surgery to do this afternoon, so they had a cancellation this morning, and said, "Can you get in about 9:40?" Okay. Dragged my butt out of bed, went down there, and I went to get my mail, and I got my new my Thoth tarot cards. Thoth. Forrest Fenn is one of them reincarnated Thoth. Call him Thoth and see what he says. Call him Lord Thoth. Dear Lord Thoth. He knows what I'm talking about. Why is that Egyptian stuff important to him? Why are there 3 or 4 scrapbooks about that Egyptian stuff? Huh? You don't know? That was probably pretty good on the camera. Yeah. Yeah, I was pissed off last night. You get news about that. The government just blind as shit. The cop's testimony, she didn't know where I was when it turned red. Didn't know if I was in the intersection or just about to it, nothing. The only thing she had recollection of was what's on her video, and what's on her video is inconclusive bullshit. So, yeah, I'm going to fight that. Big time I'm going to fight it. Because really all you do is you find court documents for another case, and you basically just change names and all that, and dates and courts and stuff, and go file that with them, But because I don't believe in being found guilty for something I didn't do. I was in that intersection when it turned red, and I had legal right to clear it. So, yeah. But yeah, I want to talk about that tea. Muddied water. There's a bunch of muddy water in there with that tea. He muddies the water, makes things unclear, throws in a lot of things that are irrelevant. And if you're playing cards, what? Who was it? What? Was it? There was somebody was wasn't Cody? It was the other guy, the other Bill. Wild Bill Hickok or something got shot in a poker game, right? But did he have a card up his sleeve? Forrest has cards up his sleeve. I'll guarantee you that. Probably a couple of jokers. Because you could use those on anything, right? There's a joker in the deck. But you never know what deck you're going to be playing with if you bring the wrong joker. I guess if you got a card up your sleeve, the back of the card better match too. Let's grab this phone. Whoop. And solar panel. And we'll go. What the heck was it? Oh, it thought I was flipping the phone. Freaking thing. Go check out my my little place here. There. There. I guess I could put the solar panel way up high in the sun. Oh, there. There's the Buffalo Cowboys. I got shot down. Took a 50 cal to the nose. Here's the 50 caliber hole. Took a 50 cal to the nose. That's a subtle hint. If that hole was on a F100, it wouldn't be subtle. But since it's on the Buffalo Cowboys car, it's a subtle hint. This is a subtle hint. This is the same as what's a Buffalo Cowboys car. That's the same model of car right here. It was a model A or model B. They were the same at that 1928, 29. But this was found, it was like a mile away from where the rest of the car was. It was put where the letter D was cut out of the Forrest. Well, it wasn't cut out, it's a meadow, but when you look from an airplane, it's the letter D. And there's OOD before it and a W, you know? But this was in the D of wood. Braving in the wood. You had to be brave to get into Skippy's car and go riding behind the buffalo. In the wood. The wood, W-O-O-D is the word, is the name of the meadow, is the wood. But wood is also wood frames on art. Art is in the wood frames. And I gotta put a roof on here, huh? It's sun coming right through the roof. Ooh, that might work. Need that little hose thing for putting gas in my generator. See, there's this. I think this was a DEF thing, but I think this will fit on my nozzle on my gas can. Ooh, look, that's cracked. That's broken. Right. But this will fit on there, and then I can pour the gas in without it leaking all over frickin' everything. You know. But when I had found that, the cowl, that's a cowl, C-O-W-L. Definitely is pig piss. I see Kim Clouds, pig piss, DEF. Yeah, DEF, it's made from pig pee. So I guess if truck driver really needed some DEF, they could just pee in the DEF tank, and yeah, and you'd be driving down the road and Ralph, Fifi. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of, you know, I mentioned what I was going to mention. The only one commenting seems to be my brother. What's up? But you know, butt buddies. Yeah, we don't do butts. Yeah. Yeah, I know some people are really anal about butts, but not me. What was that? That's a shelf. I gotta see all these little holes. I gotta fill in all the little holes and fill in all the cracks. Seal this. Want to make this a something that I can, put a little fire thing in and extra spot to get warm. But and there's no floor here. I thought if I get my well put in, I have the well drilled right here, and use this for the pump house. So that's another reason to fill in all these holes and make it airtight and all that to keep it warm in winter for a pump house. And yeah, I don't know what else we got to talk about. Yeah, I hadn't looked at the Olga thing, as the will, but that's where the will is mentioned in the book. That's where the hint of a will. Hi, Jack. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Huh? What you got? Snow? He's eating the snow. Yeah. He's chomping it. Are you a crazy dog? Huh? Are you a crazy dog? Huh? Are you? I don't know if you can see him. He's a crazy boy. Aren't you, Jack? Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here, Jack. Come on. You want to go chase cows? There are none, huh? He gets excited when I'm driving down the road and you see cows or horses. But he's got free, I come out and there he is about 1,000 feet over that way. But he doesn't even, the neighbor's half a mile and he doesn't go halfway over to theirs. He might follow the neighbor lady if she's walking her dogs, and he'll go see the other dogs, and she don't mind Jack coming along on the walk. And then he comes back home. He doesn't stay over there. So yeah, I wanted to bring that up, because a lot of people think, oh, Bill Gorman don't know what he's talking. Bill Gorman already won. He already won. There's really no use in anybody trying to catch up, because you're never going to get the number of bananas I've got. I've got a lot of bananas. Hickory holler. Yeah, he's got the will hidden in the poem. The will's mentioned in Tea with Olga. The things either side of the treasure in the book are important. The things in the middle of Once Upon a While are important, like the mammoth and the coveting and that stuff. That's important. And Moses, the mammoth, coveting. That's all right in the middle of Once Upon a While. And those are important because it's telling you, hey, Troy, you just get here. In case you just got here, Troy, what I'm talking about is Tea with Olga. He's discussing the will, and there was something he wanted. He wanted her place. And she said, well, you can have it, but you can't have it till I'm dead. Same thing goes with his treasure. He was hinting. Everybody's thinking, oh, Taos Mountain. Tea, the colors of the tea, that's muddy water. Tea is muddy water, basically, So the tea is just muddy water. It's muddy in the water and a distraction to keep you away from finding Moses. And Moses is actually Thoth. Forrest is probably just learning that Thoth, the emerald tablets of Thoth, describe the guy that he's calling Moses. Do you dance? Do I dance? I don't have nobody to dance with. Give me somebody to dance with and I'll dance. I got a single RVer group with almost 3,000 people in it, and I haven't had one date yet. So because when you're the admin or guy that runs the group, you're not allowed to have if you flirt with a woman on there, some other guy in the group gets and then they gang up on you. So you just kind of lay back when you're the admin in a single group. Oh yeah, yeah, I dance with Jack. Come here, Jack. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. He just turned in, come in, turned around, and went back out. Come here, Jack. Come here. You're a crazy dog. You gonna come in? Yeah, I just got the thing I'm gonna use for a door. It's just leaning against the door opening, so it's kind of I can walk under it and get in here, and it keeps people from the road from seeing that I got anything at all in here. I really just, it's junk, but after I have the treasure, that thing is going to be worth thousands. Togo's doing fine. He's inside. It's 60 degrees inside. he got a scoop of food this morning. Let me scratch his head, and he barked, and yeah, the Forrest Fenn, he covets that chest. The Moses was Charlton Heston. You got to take it from my cold dead hands. It's all intertwined. It's all intermingled. That's what 6 degrees of separation. And the separation's only 1-2 degrees. How many degrees between Forrest Fenn, Moses, Charlton Heston, and take it from my cold dead hands? Boom, that wasn't 6. Everything's a lot less than 6 degrees. It comes within 3 degrees. And that's how you know that you're on it, because everything is within 3 degrees of separation, not 6 degrees of separation. And it all ties in. And like, the tea with Olga, the tea is a distraction. Olga's a distraction. What the clue in that chapter is the will and the transfer of property and waiting for death and, all that stuff. That's the clue in that chapter. That's what he's hitting at there. And when he says there's a couple of hints scattered in the book, there's a lot more than a couple. In the Thrill of the Chase, there's many clues in Once Upon a While, like Kawana Parker is a clue. The Indian, the white man goes to church and talks about Jesus. Indian goes in his teepee and talks to Jesus. And why would an Indian go in the teepee and talk to Jesus if that's not there? I gotta bend this up. Well. Trying to make it stand up more. Just wanting to lean over and show you the ground. Push that in there. Push that up there. Yeah, well. See, because it's cutting my head off up here. I'm trying to be in the middle of it. Dude, we got some snow on here. Oh, that's broken. But I can still use it. I'd have to get a piece of vinyl hose. And this thing had the little side things on here, that go down this, but it was too heavy for me to get out of there. And the reason I took it was so no other treasure hunter would find it. The missing clue. Forrest, he won't admit that there's any clues missing in the field. This is something that's missing from the field. That's part of it's part of the poem. This is part of Braving in the Wood is right there because that came from the wood. And you had to be brave to get in that car with Skippy. And I even found Forrest said I was sitting on a seat cushion. I got to go get that too. I'm going to get that seat cushion spring. And I can put that on. I can put that on eBay. This thing is, I really want to keep it because I want to keep that with the treasure chest. And, I think that's why I was told that I, should take it off of eBay and all that is because I want that to be with the treasure. That's my, but I need to come up with some, oh, if I could sell that for 60, 70,000, I'd do it. Then I could have a home because that much I could buy the mobile home and have it moved here. Just leave it on the wheels and build the foundation for it and all that, No, I could get a mobile home and have it all installed for that. How long have you actually been searching? Since 2014 was my first search year. I learned about it around Christmas of 13 when I was visiting a friend in Florida down in near Naples, not Naples, but Arcadia. The Acadians. The Acadians, some of the stuff about it. Atlanteans are Acadian or something. Yeah, they're way back there or something in that time period. But, what else we got? Oh. Yeah, and I first searched down in New Mexico near La Madera and up near Lake Hopewell and Tres Piedras. I camped near Tres Piedras. If you go up that, was it 64 or something that goes up to Hopewell, about 2 or 3 miles from Tres Piedras is a turn to the right and there's clearings and stuff, and you can see that people have brought RVs in there, and there's parking spaces and all, and you can camp there 14 days for free. I camped. I was down there 2 weeks searching in May, and then when June came along, I came up to Colorado and started searching up near up near Cottonwood Creek and Cottonwood Hot Springs and Silver Trail and Mount Yale, and then I'd go. He said he didn't go to Yale or Harvard. Those are the two mountains. Okay, we got to move down a few mountains. This is what he said. He didn't go to Yale or Harvard. Those are mountains here in Colorado. He was mentioning. He was hitting at Colorado. He can hint at. He didn't say Colorado directly because that would not be subtle, and so he hinted at Colorado. You think he's talking about some college and stuff, and he's talking about a mountain in Colorado. Yale, Harvard, Georgetown, they're all there. And I camped at up near the up. There's a lake up by Mount Yale at the base of up in the hills. And I camped at 11,111 feet. Strung my hammock up, and I slept there and with my 45 on my chest, because I'm out there all alone, just laying in a hammock, strung between a couple trees, and there's mountain lions running around and rabbits, and in the middle of the night you hear something shuffling around. Okay, it's rabbits. As long as the rabbits are running around here, then there's no mountain lion around here. The rabbits wouldn't be they'd be hiding if there was a mountain lion nearby. The other thing where I found this, where the D of wood is, I got a picture of a bunny rabbit that was in the circle in the middle of the D has a circle, you know, in the middle of, and there's some trees in this circle because it's the letter D is made up of meadows, so it's actually no wood in the wood. There's some wood in it. There's some trees have fallen in it, but in the D of the wood, I go in there and I'm looking, and there was a little bunny rabbit under the bush, and he just sat there, and I got like 3 feet away from him with my camera, and I was just taking pictures, and he didn't flinch, just stayed there and let me take his pictures. I probably could have petted him. Hey, Paul. Paul, how's things going over there in England? Yeah, Paul, you gotta check out my buddy over there. He has a channel there in England. He's called The Doom Show. Clint Robertson. You watch The Doom Show with Clint? Yeah, I think it's kind of a comedy. He's pretty the end of the world and aliens are gonna eat us and all that stuff, and it's just a bunch of silly hype, the end of the world, and his show is about the weird freaky things people say are coming. But he does okay with his channel. I don't know if he believes everything he talks about or is just using it for entertainment. I think it's mostly for entertainment, except when he talks about the Theresa May being a piece of shit. Hey, my favorite YouTuber way back was Generic 1927. Yeah. 1927. That'd make him older than Forrest, so he might not be around anymore, huh? Yeah, he passed away. Yep, that's what I was saying. 1927. Their time's coming up. 8 years it'd be 100. So lucky to, Forrest was a very lucky man to make it to, close to 90. See how far he goes here. My grandfather, he died when he was 86, but his father lived till he was 92, and so did his mother. My dad was actually he was killed by Kaiser Hospital in San Francisco. They turned on his heart lung machine. It was still set in reverse from cleaning it. They put it in reverse to clean the filters and stuff. And so when they turned it on, it was still in reverse, and the stuff from filters went into his lungs, and it just destroyed his lungs. He had big old oxygen machine. And what happened to military? Oh, I was in the Navy. Yeah, that was guaranteed advanced electronics, and ended up in gunner's mate school and complained about it, and they didn't care. Well, we don't care if you got a guarantee card. Well, I said, I do. You ain't gonna make me do something I don't want to do. And I got out because I was guaranteed advanced electronics. I was supposed to be a data systems technician, and they want to turn me into a gunner's mate. I told them that's not what I signed up for. No, I about the closest I worked on guided missiles. It was funny is that the school near Chicago for it's a glass cube thing, and they have missile systems that are on set up inside this glass cube, because you got to learn how to work on them and stuff. Hit the button and boom, launch that thing right out the window. Yeah, that was way back. And so, yeah, they were planning on having me, instead of fixing computers, they were going to have me clean the deck after they launched missiles. And I said, no, that's not going to be my job. I'm not going to do that. Um, yeah, you know, when you guarantee somebody something in the Navy or the military, and then you get them in there and you do the bait and switch, think, oh, we're going to turn him into a janitor, and instead of a pilot, we're going to make him a janitor. You know, you tell him, go fuck yourself. You know, yeah, yeah. Go they poop on yourself. Oh, yeah. Oh man, I need one of them black cowboy hats to shit in. Yeah, they got life jackets here. This is just my junk shed. I throw some junk in here. Um, but I'm really kind of done talking about the treasure, aren't I? Because I talked about the will. The will is hidden in the poem. It's hidden in the first part of the poem, and it's brought out in the last part of the poem. You know, um, uh, the word will is just spelled out there. And it's hidden in their will. There will be no paddle up your creek. Will is had a there's a hidden will in their will. Why do you think he's had all those bathtub with 36 inches? Hmm. Uh, it probably was. I've seen some of those. There is, and you sit in there with your knees up. um, I had an apartment that small in New Hampshire that you couldn't. You had to squeeze around the washing machine to get to the toilet. She bathed at a shower stall. Yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Um, Someplace I read at an old place that was built in 1927, and it had the claw foot bathtub in there, and it's like, I don't do baths. I take showers. And I was an electrician, and I had a pipe bender, so I had some electrical pipe, put 490s, and I made a loop and hang it from chains over the tub, and put curtains on it, and I put a hose with a hose clamp onto the tub thing, ran it up to a shower head, and I had a shower. you know, Worked real good. Yeah, yeah, I got some pipe. It's full of tar. Yeah. It's full of tar. Is that Minotaur that's in the pipe? Or uh oh. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at something that looks, yeah. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Something tarry looking, and like plastic, black plastic, I don't know. Yeah, I got springs. Well, I could use that for the door. Spring on the door. Pull that closed and I put it on. But this cold air is getting to my throat. Get my solar panel. Oh, what chemtrails? There's a half moon up there. What you doing, Jack? Playing in the snow? I'm gonna head back in. Yeah, I have all these. I bought this, uh, leather cord or whatever to, tie things on my peace pipe and stuff. Yeah. Oh, gotta get back inside. What you doing, Jack? No, he pulled the pizza box out of the burn barrel. Haven't burned it yet. that whew, warm up my tea again. There. Let's put this where it goes. And this thing's still fully charged. It's got all the lights on. So, and my phone is probably, it says it's only got 3%. Battery power, boom. Okay, now it's in a real charger. So yeah, if I didn't come in, that thing would have gone dead. I don't know why this wasn't charging it. It should have been. Why is it only on 3%? Wow. I was down to 3% of the battery. Whew. But, see, I got my cards here. I pulled 3 out. I don't know what. I got to look up what they mean. You know? Then I got science, the Aeon, and completion are the 3 I pulled. See this one? Completion. So, I bet Shannon knows what those 3 mean. Maybe she tell me what my fortune is from pulling those 3. Those are the 3 I pulled out. I kind of cut the deck and lifted the next card. I did that 3 times. I didn't. I guess you're supposed to pick a card, and I don't know. That's kind of a random. But when I see the women tarot readers, they spread them out and they wave their wand over it. And which one? Oh, that one. Whichever one they gravitate to. Oh, no tea. It's empty. Empty. Is that what tea with old was? It's empty. There's nothing there. Paul, you have done a metal detecting or treasure hunting in your area. Yeah, Paul can go find all the Roman coins and shit out where he's at. Paul's been arrested for digging at Stonehenge. looking for King Louis's gold. Hey, Dev. What is that? Had something over here I could show. Where is it? Had my... You're talking about metal detecting. That's my metal detector. This is the box. You see, there's no box on here. There's no wires. This is the remote, and I charge up the coil. It has a battery in it. And you charge it up. This isn't well. This is a high mountain valley. I don't know that it's called a desert. It's 7,650 feet. Um, so let's see, where is it? There's that. Yeah, I got the. Yep, turn it this way. Don't hang up on those wires. I have the Expedius. Expedius. Um, um, this part, the coil in this thing is like $500, and this thing's like almost $800. His heart isn't. Yeah, his treasury. There's a there, the promissory note that he couldn't put the because the bank might not be open when the person went to collect it. So that's telling you it's not. It's in a. I think it's in a vault at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. They got a vault in the basement for you know. You watch the movies Ocean 11 and all. They're going into a museum and they're going into the vault for things that are too precious to put out in the rest. It's worth too much to be in the public area or whatever. Or some of the people might have artifacts that are so valuable that they need to be stored in a vault at the museum instead of in your safe at home. um, that's because what you're not looking for the treasure, you're looking for the trove, and you're looking for Moses out here. And collecting the treasure, it's a separate thing. The poem and the Warm Waters Halt and all these things, none of those have anything to do with buildings. The home of Brown, that's 3,500 acres. Yeah, there's a house on it, but it has nothing to do with the freaking house. The gypsies are across the road up on the canyon wall from the gate of the home of Brown. Now my toes are freezing. And that reminds me, it's freezing again. Put a flame under my tea. Yeah, I got two of these. Two of these. I got a red one and a blue one. in case one fails. Like the Boy Scout, be prepared. Be prepared. I got some spare keys in and outside now. If I want to get locked out, I still got to get that window frame out to put a window in it. But I got it covered. But the chest isn't physically out there. Or he took it with him. That's what he said. He took it with him. But this stuff, what you want to find is this art and nature. This is the blaze. Boom. I hit the button. That's the blaze. And you see the figure on the right here? See this? See the face? Ooh, there's the face. Yeah, and the arm comes down and over and holding up, reading the tombstone. And there's Moses right there. Ooh. But there's others in here. See? They're hiding in there. There's Moses. Well, here's Moses. Here, you're looking for where? And he says, here's Moses. Here. Here. H-E-R-E, not H-E-A-R. It's here. I got a lot of... I got to switch from AC to AC power to DC power. If I run the generator, I unplug my computer and all this stuff from the inverter and plug it into the line straight to the generator so that whatever the generator's producing goes to the batteries. But it's been so cold that the batteries last like 20 minutes after the generator's off. It's just sucks. There must be a magnet in there. uh, yeah, my Thoth tarot cards. Let's go through a few, huh? Boo, doo, 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 doo. Circles. There. Ooh, there's a special one, huh? Gotta be a special one. The Hierophant. Okay. Is a hieroglyphic fant? That looks kind of cool. Buster Cry. And you know, Ozzy Osbourne got the song, Mr. Crowley. Mr. Crowley. It's Aleister Crowley. Oh, I can't see. So, yeah, these are. I thought they were going to be the big cards. These are just, I guess, the small. You know, it's one thing at eBay. You gotta check the dimensions. Sorry, I got a little wood box coming that they're supposed to fit in. And then I'm going to use my laser engraver to put my own designs on it. It's just a plain box. One more mail, babe. They're not named Moses. Yeah. Well, turns out that Moses is probably Thoth. Because Thoth, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, describes that scene at that location. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth will tell you where the treasure is also. Like my Moses. He's is that, yep, yin yang. You know, the swastika and the yin yang are the same, represent the same thing. Until Hitler came along and I'm going to use that symbol. And he tainted it, you know. And so that swastika represents Nazis, when really it represented yin and yang, positive and negative is all yin and yang is. There's a throne, tree of life. Tree of life is right next to my Thoth figure, where Thoth is riding on the ibis. And what's that? Power. It looks like a circuit. That guy looks powerful. He's got a queen down here too, huh? Oh, Queen of Wands. Oh, there's a couple of queens, maybe, huh? If the artist was as ingenious as the artist that did these things, you could turn them sideways and upside down and still have designs. There is somewhat. Huh. His face there. Yeah, no. Oh well, get your own deck. So, what do we got going here? Some other Java. Let me get back. I had a Texas Instruments, little Texas Instruments computer. With the slot to put the. Those were really early memory cards, right? Because that was a digital memory thing you slide in there, the old Atari games and all that. But yeah, we called them trash 80s. Yeah, I worked for Atari. I was a quality inspector at Atari, and I tested the 5,200 video games, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Where's my? So I played video games for a job, 12 hours a day, you know, and got pretty good at some of them. I like the one Star Raiders, and yeah, it was a fun game. You what? Meet Woos? Woos? Who's? Oh, Woos. My sister worked for Woos. My sister worked for Nolan Bushnell and Steve. They had a bar in San Jose. Davio knows the bar. It's called the Bodega. My sister booked the bands there and booked. She had Stevie Nicks, Meat Fleetwood, Sting, the Police, the Ramones, the Sex Pistols. They all played at my sister's bar. Well, she just booked the bands and stuff, and she managed the bar and booked the bands. She didn't own it. The owner got caught by the landlord drying pot in the attic. That was back in the 80s in California. And then after they had the earthquake in California, what the city did was they went and condemned all the buildings that had bars in them, basically, and shut down the bars and didn't want people going out and having fun and and that's when they started. Oh, we're cracking down on DUIs and drunk drivers. No, they're just yeah. I shook hands with Ronnie Montrose and met him there. I got pictures right. I was right at the stage. But I met Montrose, Davey Patterson. He was in the band Gamma with Montrose. I met him, and I had the whole band. They signed my Gamma album. I got a Ronnie Montrose autograph. Now that he's dead, I bet it's worth some more money, huh? When I had 8 girlfriends in a few years, so many concerts. 8 girlfriends at once? I had 2 at once one time, and that's too much. And I quit doing anything like that. And, had one girlfriend. I know you're seeing someone else when I'm at work. It's like, no, why would I want another girlfriend? One of them's enough trouble. And she went to kick me, and I blocked it with my knee, just over, what are you going to do while I'm at work? I'm going to sit here and work on my website and art and whatever I do on my computer, There we go. There's the fool. There's old the poop. Yeah, there's 72 cards in this deck. Yeah, it's pretty neat. And it comes with a little book to help you interpret. I think you need the bigger book to interpret them better because this just has a brief thing on each card. Just so much dating in 2 years. Yeah, I haven't been on a date in 5, 6 years. Well, it was a meet up, meet date when I was in Florida, learning about the treasure. I had met up with this girl at down in Punta Gorda. It means it means fat whore, fat drunken whore. um, but yeah, it didn't go anywhere. You know, women expect too much. You know, they want to find a treasure box of a man. You know, with all of these, they all want the perfect man, and there is nobody perfect. Not even themselves. They think that they deserve somebody perfect when they're not perfect themselves. You know? My last girlfriend decided she wanted to sleep with my buddy, you know? And I left her because I'm not going to put up with that shit, you know? JB coming up on the big 40. Big 40. Big 21. 21st birthday. Stop light. Drink nasty. Yeah. Yeah, I had a New Year's Eve to remember once, but that was 20 years ago almost. Let your buddy borrow your car, not your girlfriend. Yeah, I was back before the wheel. Just yeah. Yeah, when you talk about the wheel, I'm going down the road and there's a mailbox with a wheel. You know how they got the old wagon wheel with a mailbox on top of you know they use them for mailbox posts. Is that the wheel I'm looking for? You know, but I'm 1,000% certain that Moses I found is the blaze. He's the claim ticket. If you found the blaze, look down. Your quest to cease. You're done. You've done. If you found the blaze, after you find 30 other blazes, you know, because you're looking all over for this blaze, and you can only see him. He only shows up late in the day around winter solstice is when the sun hits it right, that the shadows are just right for Moses to stand out instead of just being the side of a hill. Because the dark around Moses is other rock. I can get set up and show you that, you know, because the shadows, they use the shadows in their art, you know, just like the pyramid down in Mexico, the shadow, and oh, it makes a serpent, looks like the serpent coming down the steps with the when the shadow hits it just right at a certain time of the year. The 440. No, it's too late for that, Troy. I'm on my way to 70. I already hit six. I hit 60. I'm on my way to 70 next. That's the next milestone. Yeah. Eh, yeah, the where a certain guy can't. I'm not able to go ripping all over climbing. I think my health is about his stage at 79. My physical ability. He's he's doing real good when he's 79. When I first seen him, it was a 2015 Fenbury, I think, and he had more meat on him and all that. He's losing weight, and that belt's gonna fall. Belt buckle's gonna fall off him. He's lose too much weight. Well, you need to find it. Yeah, yeah, it'll be some. Maybe we canceled the trip recently because someone chickened out and also doesn't want their man to be alone. I thought you was cave. No, no. Uh, it's cow poop. Cow poop is the same as bullshit. You know what I mean? Um, cow turd. Cow turd, cow poop, bullshit. What's the difference? It all squishes between your toes when you step in it. um, he said nobody's going to stumble on it. In that one interview where he said, well, they must have got here before I did. If they took the treasure, how'd they get here before I did? I think he kind of slipped when he said that. I think that was a big slip up. Everybody ask him what's your biggest slip up, Forrest? He won't tell you. My biggest slip up was saying that he must have got here before I did, if he took it, if he found it, you know. They probably just put it under his bed in a wood crate. And he's got a legal contract, and he had rules set down, rules of the chase and all that before it started. Will is the key. Will. That depends on the guy upstairs. How long he lets Forrest stay here, you know? When that guy upstairs calls for Forrest, the chest will be found. It won't be found, it'll be picked up. It'll be claimed with the proper title. The title comes in the will. To my dearest wife, I leave the title to my estate. Or my home, whatever, It's a will. You assign titles in a will. And will is in the poem twice. The word will is in there. I'd look at every word. Not just chest, Well, will is a standard word like the and a and in, things that, it's obvious what they mean. But, it's one of them standard words. It's used in a lot of things. But it's in the poem. As above, so below. There's treasures in heaven and treasures are... there are spirits in the earth. There are spirits in the sky. There's spirits everywhere. That all of time exists right now with you. You just can't see those other dimensions. But there are other... there are other entities roaming around your place and right there where you are, passing through you and all that. And you're just unable to see them. According to Thoth, you can see there's some aliens, or the way they call them, the reptilians or whatever, and the movie They Live is about programming people with subliminal stuff that to obey, listen, stuff like that. But if Thoth says that you use a sound frequency, and then there's a certain sound frequency that will enable you to see these entities. They're people. You think it's a person, but under a certain sound, it'll reveal their reptilian thing. They're evil people. My tea is ready. I'm getting a cup. Put some sugar in. It's good tea. The show you what I use for tea. I get some here. You see a bag of that, bag of that, bag of that. And pour a cup. There we go. Ah, it's nice, steamy. Tea with Bill. Say some. But I make my tea with this and this. Put some of that. Oh, wrong side. The cinnamon stick and the mint and green tea. So I use Uncle Lee's green tea. I know what you're saying about the will, but how will Forrest know who solved the poem? Because I've given him the pictures of Moses. He knows. And yeah, he knows how to get a hold of me. Yeah, I've sent him pictures of Moses, and he's seen the Model A cow. I brought that to Fenn, and I sent him pictures all the time. He rarely replies. The last time he replied was December when I brought up that, hey, your anniversary of being shot down is coming up. And so I don't know if that scrapbook on Dale's would have been about he might already had something written about that, but I don't know if did he realize it was the 50th year? None of the other Fenn tubers did. They mentioned, oh yeah, Forrest is 50. They forgot to mention, oh, Bill Gorman brought this up just before it came up. Bill Gorman was the one that reminded everybody before anybody else did. So, because, well, we can't give Bill Gorman credit for anything. Bill Gorman, he gets off the handle and blah, blah, blah. But they never, ever, ever say anything about my tips. Nothing. Bill Gorman never has a good tip, And that's why I don't like, it's kind of like, just shove it, You can't mention something that I came up with of value. You think that everything I come up with is no value? I end up with a chest, and I'm going to send y'all, I'm going to go out and get some crows and start cooking them up for you guys. Send you some Meals on Wheels. Crow pie. See smoke in front of the camera. You don't smoke. Where are you seeing smoke? I smoke. Is there any in there? No. No, none in there. Yeah. I don't smoke. Yeah, I don't smoke cigarettes. Never have. When I was 15, my brother, my brother was like, I was 15, so my brother had to be like 12, and he's, chain smoking at 12, and I think he's still chain smoking. But and my little brother, my other brother, he's the middle brother. I'm the oldest of the. My sister is older than me, but I'm the oldest of the brothers. But what was I gonna say? Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. When I was 15, he said, "Here, let's just smoke a cigarette." And there, I took one. to one drag off cigarette. No, thank you. Fuck that. And I never smoked. The first the first drag on it, just you know. And when I smoked this other stuff, it wasn't as it's not the same deal. You know, it's not near as harsh as a cigarette smoke's really dry and stuff. But I'm using my appointment card. I gotta go back and see the orthopedic doctor the end of February. But I got physical therapy between now and then. So I have to go down. And I already got stuff for I'm already set up. I'm ready when I go to physical therapy. They're gonna say to do these things, you know. All this stuff, and I've already got the rubber band. I got the rubber things already here. I got the purple and the blue one. I guess they're different. They're different strength of rubber, different tension, and so they'll give me some exercises. You know, it's like it's going grinding. You know, exercising. All that's going to do is cut the tendons up more. They said I had a big tear in the tendon on this side, the bicep tendon. There's a tear like that long in my bicep tendon. You know, running with the tendon down the middle, in the middle of the tendon. It's got like a gap, an opening in there. You know. But what's it say? Rock on. Rock on. That's it. What I got, rocks, right? I'm the guy that sees shapes in rocks. But you all think that I'm just imagining. Some people think I'm just imagining this stuff, but that stuff's really there in the rocks. Other people say they see what I see, and Foss says that you can't see it unless you have the light within you. If you carry the light with you, bring a flashlight. Bring a flashlight. You got to bring the light that's inside you. If you don't have light inside you, you can't see it. If you're not this spiritual person with the light inside of you, you're not going to find it. It's only a holy man can find it. That's why Forrest Fenn says success is an omnipotent guru. Because Leo Salazar is an omnipotent guru because he knew where Moses received the 10 Commandments. He said, that's where Moses received the 10 Commandments. And the story's about the statue of Moses. You know? It's not. And that statue of Moses is not where. The wooden Moses is not where. It's not a place. Okay? The place is where the model for the wooden Moses is. The model that it was modeled after, the stone Moses. And if you're braving into wood, Moses is made of wood. He's out of cut from a fresh tree. And while Leo Salazar was carving up that wood didn't flinch a bit. It was brave wood. It was brave wood. Leo Salazar took a knife to it and started carving that thing up. And that was some brave wood. Moses is brave wood. Except out here in the field, Moses is stone. It's all art. Wood is in art frames. Art is in wood frames. Art is in wood frames. Yeah. What is in art frames? Yeah, I got the tour muscle in my lower tour. Yeah, I got this going. I have days my ankles are giving me shit, and some days I'm out there hiking around, and also my hips will But then sometimes it just goes, it lasts for 5 minutes and then it's okay. But yeah, I'm falling apart. I go see the other doctor about my bone marrow problem. I go see them, in a week or two. Would brave not be adventures? Would brave? Would brave not be adventures? Braving in the wood. OOD, not wood. OWOULD is not the type of wood. It's braving in the wood. Only the spiritual. Superior can see me too. Hey, hidden one. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Forrest has had some spiritually impure visit him. Apparently, you know. Even when I don't go and secretly videotape Forrest at these femborees and events and things. I don't secret. I ask him, can I ask you a question on a video or something. I did that one time, but when he started answering the question before the video started recording, and so it was just kind of broken up and it didn't work. So I used him for a clip in my little. He's in that intro video I have for Fanatic. Jack barking it. There must be a rabbit underneath one of them panels laying on the ground out there. I see the chest is on public land, landlocked by private lands. No, Moses is purely on Forest Service land, and the reason that you can find the trove out in nature. The poem says trove, my trove for all to seek. It doesn't say my treasure for all to seek. It doesn't say my treasure chest for all to seek. Take the chest. Oh, but gorillas don't actually pound their fists on their chest. They cup their hands and they're cupping their hands and they're making pop, and apparently when they do that, it'll lure the female gorillas from the other band over to, so the guy can get a little stray nookie, that's what that's about. Take the chest and go in peace because I found the blaze. Just take the chest and go in peace. Yeah. And he said it'd be somebody who's confident. I'm extremely confident. I'm more confident than anybody. And all these other vloggers, no, they're not confident. They don't even have a Homa Brown. They don't have a Homa Brown. They don't have a blaze. They don't have the where warm waters halt. They don't have the heavy loads. They don't have the water high. They don't have the no paddle up your creek. They don't have any of it. But I got it all. I got the whole thing covered. And I'm even finding it's, sprouting other branches. Hey, there's a clue here, clue there. And then I just picked up on the, when Shannon was doing the thing about the tea with Olga. The will. She talked about the tea and Taos and the mountain and the snow and the ashes. And the will is the important part there. He's talking about the will. He's talking about a will just before he talks about the treasure. I'm wondering. I got another way to look at the poem. I'm going to look at that. Maybe I'll have another video on that. Adventurous and in the wood. Brave and in the wood was also to the Model A cow. The Buffalo Cowboys car was found in the D of wood, and you had to be brave to get in that car with Skippy and Forrest and their buddy and Danny, I guess it is. You had to be brave to do that and lasso a buffalo and go for that ride in the wood, And they crashed in the creek and had to walk home in the cold while they were wet. It was worth the cold. They didn't realize how much fun it was till much later. It was worth the cold, As looking for your pictures. Yeah. Wheels were made of wood. What wheels were made of wood? We're back in the gypsy wagon wheels there. They're at the Fred Harmon Museum. There's a gypsy wagon sitting out by the highway at the Fred Harmon Museum. Warm waters there halt at 1,000 feet down. How deep is it? 1,000? Well, no, it's not. It doesn't halt really. Those warm waters, they ran out of string. It goes deeper. It might be 2,000 feet deep. It might go down to a big lake down there, big hot lake. But you'd think it'd be a geyser then shooting stuff out of there. But it's just nice, smooth water. Skippy's car's wheels made of wood. No, it was a Ford. Well, I don't know, Ford 29 Ford or 30 Ford. 1930 bill. Instead of going to Vegas, I might come down. All right. Yeah, it's not much happening here. Yeah, you just have your truck. You got a little trailer or something. Hey, I can keep it warm in here, and I can make room. But I haven't shown Jason. I showed the other Jason some of my stuff area. There's a couple of Jasons I know. I actually know about 4 Jasons. He was kidding about the butt buddies. Yeah, I know he's gay. Yeah, but it's like you don't kid around with people you just met. You kid around with people that you've known a long time and people that know you're kidding with them. Forrest, even like the Fenn's totem. What he told me about the Fenn's totem was, he said, I don't know where that one is. Where is that one? That one. It's one of many formations. That told me there's more of them. And so that's why I started looking for more of them, because it obviously wasn't the right one. It wasn't the right formation. Who's the guy holding the tombstone over this side? I need the guy with the tombstone over on this side. But, and here I got there's Moses, two things that look like the 10 Commandments, but it's actually the back of someone's ass bending over, their heads up in the crack. Their butts sticking out of the mountain there. But it could be the 2 tablets of the 10 Commandments too. That God burned those 10 Commandments into the tablets, burned into it with the hand of God, the fire, the flame, the blaze. And Moses is halfway up he's halfway up 1,000-foot cliff. And that's what he says when he bailed out of his F-16, and he had to take 3 pictures. He took a picture Took a picture up of his parachute. He took a picture between his boots and of the ground, and he took a picture of his plane crashing into the side of a halfway up 1,000-foot cliff, and it made a huge flame. He's talking about a blaze, and that's where Moses is. And I'm trying to get my backup drive's plugged into power here, so that I can open another. Oh, there. You see, so I did this picture. Beep. See the blaze, see, right? So there's, halfway up 1,000-foot cliff, right? And you go beep, 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 beep. Dee, 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 dee. Hi, Moses. There's Moses. in his purple and gold robe, parting the Rocky Mountains. And I really like this figure over here. See, there's a face. This is a profile of a face here. And it's got this hat. And their hats were like a Rasta hat with an elephant trunk coming out the back. But you see, Moses is standing on a mammoth. That's a mammoth he's standing on. This is the head of the mammoth and the trunk. There's people sitting there, and see, there's another mammoth trunk here. And there's somebody climbing here next. See, there's somebody here next to that one. See the eyes and the nose. But there's all kinds of stuff here, like the vulture sitting up here over top of him. And there's somebody up here. And then there's somebody up here. And there's stuff, see, on this hill here in front. See the people standing around there. There's 3 figures right there. Boom, boom, boom. I've got it nailed down, and the sleeve of the book says that you're going to make a breathtaking discovery. That's the goal, is to make a breathtaking discovery about the stuff. Who is that? I forgot his name. Oh, he's Outside the Box TV. It's Alex Ansary. He mentions me about. I've heard him mention me in several videos since then. But over here, you see, there's Moses, right? He's there. There's this here, looking toward him. These 2 things would be the 10 Commandment tablets. That's where Moses received the 10 Commandments. And over here are the mammoth worshipers. You see this guy's head here, his hair, and here's his arm coming down here. Here's his back and his butt. And in his butt is another guy right there. Look, see that guy right there. See, eye and a mouth. There's somebody else standing right behind that guy that's right here. And then there's this is all carved. You got to clean the lichens up to really see what's. And it'd take a lot of work to clean all this up. But you see, and there's all that. See, there's another person sitting here. And then my Clovis queen, she's back behind this. See, this rock here is way out. There's a little hallway in between this rock and that rock. I'll call it a hallway because that's what Forrest Fenn calls it, a hallway with a bell at the end. And you see, I put my I use that logo on this one. I stuck it down there. Yeah, I like this. That there's these figures in here, and what's this on here? Oh, look, do you see that guy? See him? See this guy over here? What's he got in his hand here? Somebody's head. And there's you see stuff on here even. They do stuff from great big to real small. That's like fractals. You can keep going deeper and deeper into it. How far a walk from? I took this picture from the road. So, yeah, those they're waypoints. Go on, it's freaking 20 miles or so, 20, 30 miles the poem covers. Yeah, you should link that video. It was good. A lot about knowing culture stories repeat themselves fundamentally and different. Yeah, all Forrest stories were already here on the rocks. That's why he calls his memoirs. His memories are there in nature. It's sickening how much I've deciphered what the poem is all about and the chase is about. It's the thrill of making that major discovery, making that breathtaking discovery, the thrill of the chase. So sacred can only touch the part of your brain that is most contaminated by thought. Speaking of contamination, there it is. Got some borax. This clean your pineal gland, and so that you can make it a little easier to have an OBE and travel across the universe and stuff like that. Stuff that Thoth talks about. This will help you make the journey. Uh-oh. Oh, is that too? That's not too hot to. Turpentine, yeah. Yeah, just go out in the garage and pour a little cap full and yeah. If you drink turpentine, it'll thin out your paint job. You just turn transparent. You won't have any white paint left. Yeah, okay. I ain't drinking no turpentine. Have fun. Molasses cure. What else? Molasses says, yeah, I got some in here. It's I use the raw sugar and it has molasses in it. I don't buy the sugar in the raw. I buy the Morella sugar. It's Florida. If you go down Lake Okeechobee, sugar cane all around down there. They grow sugar cane down there in Florida, and it's white sugar is bleached. It's no good for you, but molasses is actually good for you. And one time we were coming home from San Francisco and Oakland. We were on the Loma Prieta, or not. We were on the overpass that collapsed in that Loma Prieta earthquake. We were coming on that. We were up on top of that, and all the traffic was stopped. And there was a molasses truck had flipped over on the freeway and covered the whole highway with molasses. And so, yeah, it's just traffic stopped. And we're up there on top of that thing that collapsed in the earthquake. And that thing, when you went over it, it was always a in between the pillars. The road was sagging. And when I would drive through the level that's in the middle underneath, going towards San Francisco, you drive on that bottom level. It's not really the bottom because there's, it's above the ground too, But in the earthquake, that top level came down on that level. But anytime I would drive through that middle level there, I would just go as fast as I could, get the hell out of there. So I don't want to be here when there's an earthquake. And, I knew that thing was dangerous then. Before it fell, I knew this thing's dangerous. Yeah. Yeah, they cut up the Ranger now. One of my followers was on the Constellation. It was in the wood when I woke up. I was in the wood when I woke up. Yeah. What was it? Rationalistic put in. I was in the wood when I woke up. Put in is the same as they said something. Put in below the Homer Brown. But put in is referring to the words before it. Not far, but too far to walk. I don't know. Yep, Texas. Okay. Well, I didn't realize it's going on 2 hours now, so. This last night's video, I was ranting so much, it's not public. But, yeah, I'm thinking about fighting that ticket. Because, I mean, it just cost me less to fight it than to pay the insurance increase, So, yeah, if anybody knows a good traffic lawyer in Colorado, I might want to hear from him. So I don't tell people to do that. I don't tell people to like or, I don't play puppet master. I don't ask people to do things, When you ask somebody to do something, you're pulling strings, and I don't believe anybody should be pulling anybody else's strings. But yeah, ain't that amazing? How there's that little Moses right down, that little thing right in there. There's Moses. Well, here's Moses. And if you're there at the wrong time of day, he won't look like that. I'll give you a clue. This is late afternoon. Not too long before sunset. Maybe the hour before sunset or so. And maybe you remember sunset here or sunset at this spot is earlier because of the mountains, the sun goes behind the mountain. So it's not really the horizon, so it'll be a little earlier than most places. Here's Moses. He's parting the mountains. He's this is the whatchamacallit gate. Oh, where is it? Was that something funny? Oh, she's smoking marijuana. Why old people smoking marijuana? um, I did. Yeah, see, that's me and Al. How's the weather today, Al? Hmm. uh, yeah, and did you see this there? This is one of my, rock sculpt. It's in Once Upon a While in the middle of the book. Um, he says, Lords of the Two Horizons. Lords of the Two Horizons. He's talking East and West Horizon from the Continental Divide. Watchers of the Treble Gates. This is the Treble Gates. The Treble Gates is the Continental Divide. That's where and what's he say? Wore I the robe of purple and gold, placed on my head I the crown of silver. Around me the circle of cinnabar shone, raised I my arms, and cried the invocation that opens the path to the plains beyond. He's talking about the Great Plains and this valley I'm in. Cried the lords of the signs, lords of the signs, Lord of the Rings, in their houses, lords of the two horizons, watchers of the treble gates. So, and I put my Clovis Man thing there. See, I didn't even put my fanatic on that one. But, that wasn't Moses. That's Lord Thoth. Because that in the scripture, the Thoth scripture, the Emerald Tablets, describes what I got a picture of. Exactly what I have a picture of. The Treble Gates, Thoth standing there, showing the way between East and West. All right. I'm about done. You done? You had enough of me for this afternoon? Is anybody going to make a video about all the great stuff that Bill Gorman's come up with instead of just Bill Gorman's a nut? You got to come up with something better than that, And cow poop, give up on them. They ain't even following the treasure hunt, really. We're merchandising. We can make money off Forrest Fenn's name. Forrest. You gotta tell them to stop it, and they need to be sending you royalties, or give them to Shiloh or your granddaughter or whatever, Say okay, your royalties all go to, and without your name on it for us, they're not making any money on all that merchandise there. So you should have a good cut for your family there in that venture. Bill, yeah, bell. I don't know where my bell is. I got one in the car. I don't know where my Liberty Bell is. I assume it fell off the backside of my table. Pretty sure it did. That's where it would be. I watched. So a friend had one of the people I follow on YouTube and or on Facebook has a Tibetan bowl bell, and it's pretty neat. Here, Paul. Paul sent me a friend request. Ammons. You don't get it yet. Most of the other searchers don't get it. They ain't figured out that Bill Gorman's on it. Bill Gorman's the winner. Um, Nobody else has Moses. I'm sure of that. People had sent Forrest pictures that were probably taken there at that same spot, and that's how he knows that people were close. No, I don't get any. YouTube doesn't pay me poop. Yeah, I have no income from YouTube. You will start a business with it. I'm doing my art, and in these ruins, I want to get an art gallery, and the art gallery is going to be partly, managing. I'll probably have tours of these figures, to take people around and show them the the better figures. There's some poor figures that aren't too clear, and there's some that are very clear and easy to see. But taking people to show them the different stuff, because I'm not going to put it out a map and just throw it out to the public for people to go find these spots, because they'll go destroy it. There's idiots. You still realize that half the people out there are below average intelligence. They're stupid. They'll go out and destroy things. They'll try and break into Forrest's house and stuff like that. Stupid people. Stupid people shouldn't be in the hunt. Stupid people like that belong in a hospital with a bedpan. um, okay, I'm going to send Forrest a picture of my Moses tonight. It's my picture of Mo. You can't take my picture and send it to him. Say it's yours. He knows. And the hidden female face on top of the rosebud. Yep. Yep. And and there it wouldn't be complete without some teepee smoke. What else? Wow. A million. It pays $200 for a million hits. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that is not. I don't have enough to make much of anything off of YouTube. um, Fresh air. Yeah, there's plenty outside. 59.9 degrees inside, but it feels cool down on the floor. It's probably like 47 at the floor, and it's 65 at the ceiling, you know? No, that word, succeed. I never suck seeds, spit seeds. In the chase of YouTubers, in the chase or YouTubers, or do you mean the general public? I don't know what what. You mean what audios me? Pay a million. They pay $200 for a million hits. And the hidden female face on top of the rosebud. Yep, forced a picture of my. Yeah. Um, Nobody else has a picture of Moses but me. I know it. And to get that picture of Moses, I took 20,000 pictures. And he shows up on maybe 10 of them. Um, I got pictures of him at another time of day, and it's hard to tell that it's the same, but you can tell which rock is Moses, because at another time of day the light is shining in there, and there's no black shadow behind him. But right at that time of day, the sun comes around and he's back behind here, and so the sun only hits this rock sticking out, and it doesn't hit the rocks behind him, and it lights up Moses. Uh, Moses is a result of sunlight, and therefore Blaze himself. You know, he's made of light. Whatever I say, Bill it says Bella. Bella. Whenever I say Bill, it says Bella. Oh yeah, what do you? Did Bella friend you? There's a Bella friended me, but she it's not my real name and all. And it's like, you know, I found that women that don't know what their name is, you know, or they got to change their name because they don't like who they are and stuff. That they're usually messed up here, you know, is they don't know who they are and they got to change their name because they don't like who they were, you know, and the name ain't gonna change who you are, but other people will go, well, what are you hiding? You know, they're usually hiding something. I had a girlfriend that, yeah, changed her name and yeah, it's just, and then later on you learn, oh, yeah, yeah, I didn't know you were committed for, you know, she was in the loony bin for several months. So, um, whatever, you know. And I know you're not gonna find any woman that doesn't isn't a little bit, you know, especially one time, a week of the month there. It's like, okay, but when you're over, when you're up near 60 and stuff, you run into the most of them don't have that cycle anymore. They lost their cycle. That's hot. Yeah, Troy, that's hot. Yeah. Your neighbor's probably a Democrat, and their dog will come and eat it. Paul asked a question. Where Paul asked a question? Oh, what did you say? Not far, but too far to walk was. Rainbow Hot Springs. When you go to the parking lot for Rainbow Hot Springs and a trail to go to Rainbow Hot Springs, it says Rainbow Hot Springs, 4.5 miles. Yeah, I struggle to do a 2 mile walk in and 2 mile walk out at my one spot, and to go 4.5 miles in and 4.5 miles out. That's an overnighter. Bring a flashlight for that. But it's too far to walk. You don't even go there. You go back to the tarry road at the home of Brown, below the home of Brown, and you'll see the gypsies up on the cliff, up across the street from Bootjack Ranch. Up on the cliff are the gypsies up there, and they're doing the dance just like on in the book. And this is not this the walk like an Egyptian. No, this is an elephant trunk. That's where that came from. That came from the mammoth. It came from a mammoth. It originated from the Colombian mammoth in America, and it was brought to Egypt. People go, "Oh, that's nuts." Well, it's true. It's true. It's just not the history that they know yet. There's always ancient history to be uncovered. It's the thrill of the chase. And I'll sign off with that. We'll see ya. I almost died. Ha ha. Oh, I thought it was.